For 10 years, Joe Yen and I split everything 50-50. Gifts, utilities, even my C-section bill. But now he wants his name added to the apartment my parents paid for in full. My parents paid for this apartment. Why should your name be on it? Yes, they bought it, but we're married. What's wrong with adding my name? We're both in our 30s, and joint ownership would give me security later. Don't you trust me that much? Trust? We've split everything for 10 years. Utilities, groceries, even holiday gifts for our parents. And now you want to talk about trust? Suning, are you adding my name or not? It's a simple yes or no. 3 days earlier, before I saw his bank balance, I might have been foolish enough to agree. Zhou Yan and I dated for 2 years. Before marriage, he proposed splitting everything 50-50. Suning, we're both independent adults. Going 50-50 is the fairest arrangement. I don't want to depend on anyone for money either. 50-50 sounds good. I knew you'd be reasonable. I'll pay for the wedding and you pay for the marital home. Fair, right? I agreed. Ning Ning, this apartment is in your name. Remember that and don't add anyone else's name carelessly. Mom, we love each other. You're worrying for nothing. Our first year of marriage was wonderful. Zhou Yan made 20,000 yuan a month. I made 8,000. That happy little life lasted until I got pregnant. Fruit was 386 yuan, and maternity supplies were 520. That's 906 total, so send me 453 for your half. I'm the one carrying this baby and throwing up. I'm dealing with every hardship of pregnancy, and you still want to split the cost of my supplements? The baby isn't mine alone. 2 parents, 2 shares of the expenses. Isn't that only fair? Right, I saw the proposal. Email it to me and I'll review it carefully later. You've been through a lot, honey. Take good care of yourself. The hospital bill was 12,000 yuan. Since you were the patient, we won't split it. Remember to pay me back. Drink it while it's hot. You shouldn't have cold things during postpartum recovery. Mom, could you make something different? I've been eating this for almost a month. I don't really know how to make anything else. New mothers drink porridge and soup. Every family does it. Plain porridge, eggs, and pork trotter soup. That was my diet for 40 days. I had clogged ducts and fever 3 times, and every appointment, test, and prescription was split 50-50. Back then, I called that equality. Mom, thank you for taking care of Ning Ning after the birth. I sent you 5,000 yuan. Spend it on yourself. No. Why would I charge money for helping with my own grandchild? Take it, you deserve it. Zhou Yan, why did Mom's 5,000 yuan come from our joint account? My mom helped both of us, not just me. Splitting it is perfectly reasonable. The baby needs feeding. I'm heading home. Go ahead. I'm staying until I've gotten my money's worth. My 3-month maternity leave cost me nearly 20,000 yuan in wages. Zhou Yan got an 18,000 yuan bonus and happily took me out for a fancy dinner. Then we split the bill, 199 yuan each. Later, our sitter quit. I woke at 6, made breakfast, took our child to daycare, worked, cooked, and handled bedtime. Zhou Yan woke at 8, worked, came home, ate, and played video games. Zhou Yan, could you please help with some housework? My job is stressful. I just want to relax when I get home. I have a job too. How tiring could your little job possibly be? When our child was 6, my mom needed surgery. I took a week off to care for her and paid the 23,000 yuan bill myself. I never asked Zhou Yan for half because she was my mother. Later, he said his mom's hypertension had worsened and asked if she could stay with us. I agreed. Mom, was the trip tiring? I've prepared your room. It was fine, but this sofa cover needs replacing. The color looks old. Once my mother-in-law moved in, I had to care for her as well as our child. I became even busier. Su Ning, is the soup ready? My legs ache again. Tomorrow, get up early and help me downstairs for a walk. Almost ready, Mom. Give me a few more minutes. And don't make chicken soup tomorrow. Make pork rib soup instead. I'm tired of chicken. Su Ning, it's almost time to pick up our child. Don't forget, I'm busy here. Could you pick them up this once? My game already started. I can't leave. Turn off the stove and finish cooking after you get back. Go on, the child comes first. I'll watch the pot. Zhou Yan, could you play fewer games and help take care of Mom? My mom isn't well. Try to be more accommodating. She's your mom. Shouldn't you be the one caring for her? I'm her son. Some things would be awkward. You're her daughter-in-law. Caring for her is your job. Besides, you earn less, so taking leave costs you less. I lose hundreds for every day I miss. Mom, thank you for everything. I sent you 5,000 yuan to spend back home. No, we're family. There's no need. Take it. You deserve it. You took it from our joint account again? Mom helped both of us a lot this time, so of course it came from our joint account. Helped us? For 3 months, I cooked every meal, picked up her medicine, washed her clothes, bought whatever she wanted, and massaged her legs when they hurt at night. Tell me, what exactly did she take off our shoulders? And what did you do? You came home, talked to her for 10 minutes, then hid in your study to play games. Yet when she left, somehow she was the exhausted one. And you used my money to reward her? Didn't my mom help watch your child? Watch my child? You mean fighting over the TV with them after school, so after working all day I had to calm both the child and your mother? She's still our mom. She gave birth to me and raised me. Isn't it normal for us to give her some money when she's sick? Fine. I won't take your half next time. Suning, transfer the photos from my old phone. Some work files need backing up. Don't delete anything. There's a lot I need. 1.87 million when? He had 1.87 million in savings. Even including the 100,000 my mom gave me, I had only saved 230,000. So much for our fair 50-50 marriage. He split utilities, building fees, and groceries, but never split the cost of my time, energy, pregnancy, or childbirth. He divided everything with a price tag in half and left every cost that couldn't be measured entirely to me. We started working the same year. He made 20,000 a month. I made 8,000. 10 years later, he made 40,000 and I made 13,000. He averaged 350,000 a year, 3.5 million total. After 600,000 for our joint account and 500,000 in personal spending, he should have had 2.4 million left. He should have had 2.4 million, but only 1.87 million remained. That left 530,000 when missing. 4 years of my salary without spending a cent. Zhou Yan, where did it all go? In 3 years, he'd sent his mother 260,000 yuan. I thought it was only a few thousand a year. He never told me. Then there was someone named Liu. Thousands at a time, totaling 80,000. Who was Liu? I'd never heard the name. A private club, 5,800 yuan. A bar, 3,200. A designer store, 12,000. Zhou Yan spent my entire monthly budget in one night. After half an hour of scrolling, I felt colder with every transaction. He had friends, hobbies, and a life of his own. What did I have after 10 years? Work, childcare, chores, sleep. On weekends, I took our child to the park, bought groceries, and cooked. Beyond this family, I had nothing. Every payday, I funded our joint account, paid the mortgage, and spent the rest on daycare, classes, formula, and toys. I hadn't eaten with friends or bought myself anything in ages. I pinched pennies while he lived it up. His money was his, mine belonged to the family. Now I understood. Our 50-50 marriage was never fair. For 10 years, I supported this family with my money and time while he lived here like a tenant. Now he wanted my apartment too. What a perfect little scheme. The cold air finally cleared my head. I remembered Mom warning me when I married. The deed is in your name. Remember that. I told her we were in love and she was worrying for nothing. She only sighed. I remembered that sigh for 10 years. Mom, I finally understand. I got this for you. Don't you love this bakery's cheesecake? I was passing by. What's wrong? Why the long face? Nothing. I'm just tired. Then get some rest. I'm going to shower. A 128 yuan cake. He gave his mother 260,000, spent tens of thousands outside, and had 1.87 million in the bank. Then he brought me a 128 yuan cake and wondered why I wasn't happy. Zhou Yan, where should I begin? With 260,000 or with 128? Zhou Yan, I need to ask you something. What is it? How much have you saved over the years? Why ask that out of nowhere? Not much. I've had plenty of expenses. I want an exact number. What's with you today? Why are you being so aggressive? I only want to know exactly how much you've saved. Suning, did you check up on me? Did you go through my phone? Yes. What gave you the right? I asked you to transfer photos, not search through everything else. You asked for my help yesterday and put the phone in my hands yourself. Transferring photos is one thing. When did I give you permission to invade my privacy? Your bank balance is private from your wife? Aren't married couples supposed to be transparent about money? Suning, we agreed to keep finances separate. My money is mine and yours is yours. You have no right to know my savings. I'm not trying to control it. I just want one number. And what difference would knowing make? 1.87 million. You saved 1.87 million yuan. I saved 130,000. That's because you're not capable enough. We've split everything for 10 years. Can you explain why the gap is this huge? Because I earn more and you earn less. It's that simple. That's the only reason? What else could it be? Suning, what are you really trying to say? I'm saying your version of 50-50 only covers visible bills, utilities, building fees, and groceries. You calculate every cent, but I handled pregnancy, childbirth, childcare, housework, and caring for your mother. How do you plan to split those costs? 3 months of maternity leave cost me 20,000 yuan while you got an 18,000 bonus. I handled childcare and cooking while you gamed. I paid my mom's 23,000 surgery bill alone, yet you took 5,000 from our joint account for your mom. I agonize over one outfit while you buy luxury watches. I spend under 2,000 a year on myself. You blow over 30,000. Zhou Yan, is that what you call fair? Suning, every woman raises children and does housework. If it felt unfair, why didn't you say so before? We agreed on 50-50 and I followed the rules. Why drag up old grievances now? I earn and save more because I'm capable. You earn and save less. Whose fault is that? I never stopped you from getting promoted or making money. You're the one who couldn't do it. Don't blame me. Fine, I'll remember every word you said. You're right, I earn less and that's my problem. So let's make one thing clear. Your name is not going on the apartment. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. My parents bought this apartment and the deed is in my name. I'm not adding yours.
Su-Ning, we're married.
Yes, a married couple with separate finances. Your money is yours and mine is mine. So my apartment is mine too. Su-Ning, you've changed. You changed me. Su-Ning, come back here. We're finishing this conversation. It's already finished. Your name isn't going on the apartment. Going through my phone proves you don't trust me. Trying to claim my parents' apartment proves you're after my property. You're unbelievably petty. Try gambling a little less. You're the selfish one. Fine, you win. I'm done with this marriage. I couldn't sleep. What had I wanted from him for 10 years? Love. He split every meal with me. Kindness. He gave his mom 260,000, then bought me a 128 yuan cake. A good husband? When our child had a fever, he refused to miss work and wouldn't come to the hospital. What did I see in him? I thought all night and found nothing. I'm going to work. I won't be home for dinner. Okay? He left as if nothing had happened. Fine. What I did today had nothing to do with him anyway. Ning, how are you today? I tossed and turned all night. Something sounded wrong in your voice. Mom, I'm fine. Mom, Zhou Yan and I fought yesterday. He wanted his name added to the apartment. I checked his phone and discovered he'd saved 1.87 million yuan. Ning, I'll tell you the truth. I disliked the 50-50 arrangement from the start, but you said you loved each other and that it was fair, so I didn't stop you. I've always believed that bringing strict 50-50 accounting into a marriage is a con. Think about it. Going 50-50 means each person pays their own share. But marriage means building one life together. How do you split pregnancy, childbirth, childcare, and housework? Can he carry the baby, give birth, or breastfeed for you? He can't do those things, yet he splits only what he can do and calls it fair. Everything you contribute is treated as if it doesn't exist. How is that fair? Ning, I'll put it bluntly. He's using 50-50 as a loophole. Mom, you're right. I've been a fool for 10 years. Listen to me. Never add his name to that apartment. Your father and I sacrificed our whole lives to buy it. We gave it to you because you're our daughter. It wasn't a gift to his family, and it certainly wasn't for Zhou Yan. Mom, I understand, I won't forget. There's one more thing you need to consider. Do you still want this marriage? I'm not telling you to divorce him. I want you to ask what you're getting from this relationship. If the answer is nothing, why stay together? What did I want from him? Mom, after everything I've been through, it feels like I got nothing at all. Thank you. Take care. Once I had the records, I couldn't bring myself to read them immediately, one transaction at a time. Today, I would settle 10 years of accounts. Zhou Yan, let's see where your money really went. He hadn't sent his mother 260,000 yuan. It was 430,000 after counting cash deposits. I also investigated Liu. He was one of Zhou Yan's card-playing buddies, and Zhou Yan had lost 120,000 to him in 3 years. Zhou Yan, what you threw away at the card table in one night could have paid for a full year of our child's classes. Then there was another watch. Not the 32,000 yuan one he'd brought home, but one worth 68,000. I'd never seen him wear it and didn't know where he hid it. How could I have been this blind? What had I been doing for 10 years? Enough. Once a fool is enough. Wash your hands, dinner's ready. What did you make? It smells great. Braised eggplant and egg drop soup, your favorites. How was work today? Not bad, you don't seem as angry today. He actually thought I wasn't angry anymore. Zhou Yan, I hadn't calmed down. I had simply figured everything out. Nothing's wrong, I just want to be alone for a while. Fine, call me when you've sorted yourself out. Sure. Go play your games. I could divorce him, and the apartment was already mine. But what about our child? I'd fight for custody. And what about everything I'd sacrificed for 10 years? I refused to walk away with nothing. I couldn't act on anger. Every move had to account for the endgame. Tomorrow I'd ask someone how to proceed. These are his bank statements. I'll explain everything from the beginning, but look through them first. Go ahead, I'll listen while I read. We've kept finances separate for 10 years. I'll summarize what happened, and then you'll understand. That's the situation. What do you think? Ning, your case is textbook. In a strict 50-50 marriage, women often lose because pregnancy, childbirth, breastfeeding, and childcare aren't assigned a price. Yet those duties drain a woman's time, energy, and career prospects. 3 months of leave cost you 20,000 yuan. You gave up promotions for childcare, and no one paid you for hours of daily housework. 50-50 counts every visible bill while leaving all invisible costs to you. That's why you saved 130,000 and he saved 1.87 million. The 1.74 million gap is the unpaid cost of your labor. 174 million yuan. So that was the price of my last 10 years. What can I do now? That depends on what you want. First, tell me which outcome you're after. Option 1, divorce. The house is yours and the deed is in your name, so that's clear. You also have the advantage in the custody fight. You've raised the child for years while he's barely been involved. but getting any of the 1.87 million yuan in his account will be difficult. You've kept separate finances for 10 years. His savings are his, and yours are yours. Unless you can prove you contributed to that money, which is extremely hard to document. What if I don't divorce him? Then you renegotiate the terms. This marriage needs new rules. What kind of rules? Rewrite the whole 50-50 arrangement, put a dollar value on the housework and every hour and ounce of energy you spend. Either he does his share or he pays someone to do it. He has to choose. Got it. I'll remember that. But there's something even more important I need to make clear. Go ahead. Do not budge on the house. Your parents bought it outright. The deed is in your name, and it was yours before the marriage. Add his name, and it becomes marital property. If you divorce later, he could claim half, while his 187 million remains his separate property, and you get nothing. See how one-sided that is? Do not give an inch on adding his name. Understood, I won't back down on this. After hearing all that, I finally understand where I went wrong these past 10 years. Son, I worried about this all morning. I heard you and Su-Ning had a fight, and I couldn't sit still, so I came over. Sit down, Mom. Su-Ning, I came to ask you one thing. Zhou-Yan says you refused to put his name on the deed. Is that true? You've been married for 10 years. When has Zhou-Yan ever treated you badly? He earns more but never makes you pay extra, and he pays into the joint account every month. He's done right by you. All he wants is his name on the house, and you refuse? Su-Ning, after 10 years, this is how you treat him? Mom, here's the truth. My parents paid cash for this house, and I'm the only person named on the deed. So what? You married my son, which makes you part of our family. Of course his name belongs on the deed. If you refuse, does that mean you're already planning to dump him someday? Then let me ask you something, Mom. How much money do you send Zhou-Yan every year? Do you even know the total? What's wrong with giving my son money? It's mine. I can give it to anyone I want, and it's none of your business. You're right. So the house my parents gave me was theirs too, wasn't it? They could give it to anyone they wanted. Can you accept that same logic? What are you implying? I'm saying you never split the money you gave Zhou-Yan with me, so why should the house my parents gave me have his name on it? Su-Ning, could you not speak to my mother like that? How would you like me to say it? Do you even know how much she has transferred to you? I printed your bank records this afternoon. She sent you 430,000 yuan in 3 years. Not a cent less. Su-Ning, what gave you the right to check my bank records? I'm your wife. A few days ago, you said married couples should be completely transparent about money. Those were your words. Do you still stand by them? Don't you always preach about how fair our 50-50 setup is? But you only split utilities and groceries. You never offered to split the 430,000 your mother gave you, the 120,000 you lost gambling, or that 68,000 yuan watch you hid. You never said a word about any of it. Zhou-Yan, is this your idea of 50-50? Su-Ning, what does my giving my son money have to do with you? It's my money. I'll give it to whoever I want. What does it have to do with me? Great question, Mom. After 10 years of marriage, your son has saved 1.87 million yuan. Me? I've saved 130,000. What accounts for that 1.74 million gap? My pregnancy, childbirth, childcare, and housework. During the 3 months you stayed with us, I cooked, got your medicine, did your laundry, and gave you massages. Did your son pay half a cent for that? He says childcare and housework are a woman's duty. Fine. But why don't I get half the 430,000 you gave him? Is my labor worthless while your money matters? Explain that to me. No one had an answer. If no one can answer, then don't. His name is not going on the deed. That's my bottom line. If you think that's unfair, we can sit down today and audit every cent from the past 10 years. Once we know who owes whom, then you can talk. I can't deal with this. I need some air. He left. I had bottled those words up for 10 years, but after finally saying them, I felt lighter. Su-Ning, we need to talk. I admit I haven't handled everything well, but what you said today was cruel. Listing every expense in front of my mother humiliated me. I know you've done a lot, but I have it hard too. Work is stressful, and I just want to rest when I get home. Earning money for this family isn't easy. You can't erase everything I contribute just because you do the housework. Zhou-Yan, you constantly claim you support this family, so let's be honest. Do you really? We split the utilities, property fees, groceries, and household expenses 50-50, but I alone paid for the child's formula, diapers, and extracurriculars. Even the 3 months your mother stayed here came out of our joint account. In 10 years, which dollar from your personal account has actually supported this family? Name one, and I'll admit I was wrong. Let's review your spending. 430,000 yuan from your mom, 120,000 lost gambling, a hidden 68,000 yuan watch, and over 30,000 a year at a private club. Zhou-Yan, exactly which family are you supporting? That's not... One more question, Zhou-Yan. Think carefully before answering. If we had never agreed to split everything, would you have handed me your entire paycheck every month? I want an honest answer. You wouldn't, would you? Your silence says more than any answer could. Because deep down, you believe that money is yours and no one else can touch it. You keep calling 50-50 fair, so let's take it all the way. My house is mine, your savings are yours, and we each mind our own business. I've said my piece. You don't have to answer now, I can wait. After all, the deed is in my name. Suning, you've changed. You changed me. After 10 years, I finally see you clearly. Your version of fairness means you make money while I do all the work. You saved 1.87 million when I collected a body full of health problems. I poured 10 years of my time, energy, and health into this family. What have you given? One promise to split the bills while you used everything you saved to live a second life I knew nothing about. Jo-yeon, here's the truth. You're not my husband. You're a roommate living in my house who has simply paid rent for 10 years. Suning, what exactly do you want? I don't want anything except to stop being a fool. Starting today, this house gets new rules. We divide the chores. Either do your share or pay someone. We raise the child together too. Either spend the time or pay for help. Pick one. If your mother stays again, you care for her. If you can't, I will, but my work gets paid for, down to the last cent, straight from your salary. If you want 50-50, we're doing 50-50 all the way. Those are the rules, nothing more, nothing less. Jo-yeon, will you accept them or not? Suning, what if I refuse? Then we divorce. The house is mine. The deed proves it. I'll fight for custody and I won't touch your 1.87 million. You could never repay the 10 years I gave you anyway. He didn't come out all night. I didn't chase after him or wonder what he was thinking. Not this time. Suning, I came to see you. I was too harsh yesterday, so don't hold it against me. I know raising the child and running the house alone hasn't been easy. Jo-yeon may not understand these things, but he means well. I thought about the house all night. If you don't want his name on the deed, forget it. I won't pressure you. But Suning, could you stop fighting with him? You've been married for 10 years. Whatever is wrong, discuss it privately. Imagine how embarrassing a divorce would look. And your child is still young. What child doesn't need a father? If you break up this family over one angry moment, what will your child think of you someday? Since you mentioned the child, Mom, let me ask you something. Do you honestly think Jo-yeon is a good father? Of course. Jo-yeon adores that child and cares deeply. Then tell me, over the past 6 months, how much time has he spent with the child each day? Give me a number. He's busy working. Has he ever helped with homework? Even once? He isn't very good at that. Does he know what grade the child is in, the teacher's name, or even where the child sits in class? Answer any one of those 3 questions, Mom, and I'll admit I'm wrong. If you can't, then admit Jo-yeon isn't a good father. He's just a roommate who lives here. Every day he comes home, locks himself in the study to play games, then sleeps. He has never taken care of the child. When our child got sick, I went to the hospital alone. When the fever hit 104 degrees at midnight, I got up alone to give medicine. Where was he? Gaming in the study. Did you hear me, Mom? Suning. Men are all like that. Look around. What man doesn't come home and collapse on the couch? Not all men are like that, Mom. Your son is. You taught him that men don't do chores, so he grew up believing housework belongs to women. You told him caring for a mother-in-law was a wife's duty, so he treated me like an unpaid maid. Mom, you taught him to be this way. That's hard to hear, but it's true. I'll only say it once to your face. Suning, is that any way to speak to your mother-in-law? Mom, I'm not arguing. I'm telling you the truth. His name is not going on the deed, and I'm done being the unpaid maid. If your son wants someone waiting on him, find another solution. Care for him yourself or send another 430,000 yuan so he can hire help. I won't serve anyone here anymore. Take that message home. Just you wait, Suning. Our family has never had a daughter-in-law like you. Have a safe trip home, Mom. I heard every word she said. After 10 years, I had finally said everything aloud. I'd held that anger inside for an entire decade. My mother called and told me what happened earlier. Suning, be honest. Do you truly want a divorce, or are you only trying to scare me? You tell me. Answer that question for yourself first. Suning, I admit I haven't been good enough. I barely paid attention to you or the child. But divorce never crossed my mind. I thought we were fine. Splitting everything meant neither of us owed the other. I assumed you did the housework because you wanted to. I honestly didn't know how exhausted you were. I'm only brave enough to admit this now. I know you saw my bank records. I never told you about the money my mom gave me. I wasn't trying to hide it. I just felt too awkward to refuse her. Believe me or not, the gambling money was for business networking. I couldn't say no. I bought the watch on impulse and regretted it later. I didn't deliberately hide these things. I was simply used to treating it as my money and making my own choices. We had agreed to separate finances, and I thought you felt the same way. You assumed one thing, and I assumed another. Today, we put it all on the table. Jo-yeon, this was never about how much you spent. For 10 years, you never treated me like a person with needs. You split the bills, not the life, then called it fair. But life isn't just money. I gave up my time, energy, health, and 10 years of career growth. What was I to you? An unpaid maid, a free baby machine, or an on-call servant? Jo-yeon, I'm your wife, not your tool. You need to understand that. Then tell me exactly what you want me to do, Suning. Give me a straight answer. I already told you, the rules changed today and I won't repeat myself again. We divide the chores and childcare. The work I've done must be valued. Either do your share or pay for help. Your choice. If you can't, we divorce. If you can, we stay together. This is your only warning. All right, I'll try your new rules. I do owe you for these past 10 years. I'm only brave enough to admit that today. Do I smell something burning? The pan is scorched. Still, this is better than last week. One bite of that meal nearly knocked me out. Change begins with little things like these. He wasn't good at it, but he was trying. Suning, has the child had a tiring week? I made soup. Send Jo-Yan over to pick some up. The child is fine, Mom. Keep the soup for yourself. We have other plans this weekend, so we won't be coming. She stayed polite, and so did I. For 10 years, I had made myself miserable to keep everyone else comfortable. I had lived my life for other people. Starting today, I was taking myself back. I had enrolled in the course, so I was determined to make it count. I gave myself 3 months. My new job paid 5,000 yuan more, required no overtime, and came with an easygoing boss. Those 3 months of hard work had paid off. Suning, I'm sorry. I've wanted to say that for a long time. I never realized how exhausted you were. I thought splitting everything meant neither of us owed the other. I'll never bring up the house again. Your parents gave it to you, so it isn't mine. If my mom gives me money again, I'll tell you. Thank you for not giving up on me. In 10 years of marriage, that was the first time he had thanked me. Maybe our marriage could still be saved. Suning, let me tell you something privately. You did the right thing. My son needed a wake-up call. If you hadn't set him straight, he would never have changed. I was just like you when I was young. I tolerated everything and always gave in. Looking back, I was a fool. You're much smarter than I was. In that moment, I realized her life hadn't been easy either. How many women of her generation hadn't lived the same way? 6 months passed. That weekend, he cooked and finally stopped burning everything. In 6 months, we both got promoted. We hired help and split the cost from our joint account. On weekends, we took our child to movies, parks, and meals out. My mother-in-law visited occasionally, grew respectful, and stopped bossing us around. In this home, I set the rules. Honey, try the braised pork I made. Not bad, you're improving. Then I'll make it more often. Sure, just not every day. We'd get sick of it. Watching him from behind, I suddenly remembered that night a year earlier. He had said, "Put my name on the deed." I had asked, "Why should I?" At that moment, I thought our marriage was over. That was simply who Jo-Yan was. I didn't blame him. He had been raised that way. But I could choose to stop enabling him. Fine, we could split everything, but all the way. What was his stayed his, and what was mine stayed mine. I wasn't being petty. I had finally woken up. That house was my parents' entire life savings. They scrimped for a lifetime to buy it. It was my safety net and my source of confidence. As long as the deed remained in my name, I didn't fear him falling out of love, turning against me, or anyone trying to bully me again. Honey, dinner's ready. The food is getting cold. Coming. Life would go on, but I would never be a fool again. Not ever. Today, even my tea tasted sweeter.